Who is a cat's favorite action movie star?
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
Ball of yarn old Schwarzenegger. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Friday. Great to have you here. Great to have you here with us. We've got Dead Zergling first in chat, followed by Lucent Jelly, Pookie Stan, and Sir Rack of Lamb. Welcome in, all. Welcome in. I was trying to resize one of my windows, and I deleted one of Jelly's messages. I accidentally brought the moderation hammer down on my wife. Pookie, it's good to have you back with us. Feel like it's been a little while. I hope you've been doing well. And Sir Rack of Lamb guesses Cat Stevens. Action movie star? Zergling says no, they prefer Sylvester Stallone because of Sylvester from Looney Tunes. You make a good point. I don't think it has quite the same cringe factor that we go for, though. That's alright, you don't need my string of curses in your chat, Jelly says. Bubsy spoke too soon with his "that's it, I'm out of here." I should have timed my joke better. I should have timed it better. Oh, Sir Rack of Lamb. I don't know if you were here. Have you been here since? You were here earlier in the week. You asked me... The game has an animated tutorial. I'm not watching any of this. This is disgusting. It wants to spoil everything. I'm not reading it. Unfortunately, the only thing I read was something I already knew about collecting lives. You asked me how I was doing earlier this week, Sir Rack of Lamb, and I gave sort of a cryptic answer that was basically a non-answer. And the thing was, at the time, I wasn't doing really well, because one of our cats had somehow slipped out of our house and gone missing somewhere out in the world. And so I was actually very stressed, and that's why a lot of streams got canceled early in the week, because I wanted to be able to go to sleep and wake up with the sun so I could go out and look for him. But we did recover him. We put out a bunch of lures and lured him back into the yard. And then I just kept checking obsessively, semi-obsessively, and eventually I spotted him, and we got him into the garage. He was so weird, because like when I went outside, he was so scared of me. I guess like just because of the different context, or because he was all paranoid from being out in unfamiliar places. I don't know. He didn't recognize me. I don't know. He was scared of me. So I couldn't get him to come to me. But I got him into the garage, kind of by accident, if I'm being honest. But once he was in there, it was great, because then because then I could get Jelly to help, and we lured him out with a toy to where we could get him, and then we put him back in the house, and then immediately it's like nothing happened. Immediately it's like nothing happened. He's not scared of anything anymore. He's not weird anymore. I don't know. But I'm so glad to have him back. But that's, I just wanted to fill you in on that, because I didn't really answer your question fully, truthfully. because I didn't want to bring up the situation while he was still missing, because I didn't want to be asked for updates on it again and again and again. As I didn't want to keep having to keep thinking about it more than I already was. Chozo Brain, welcome in. But that was our little adventure earlier this week. Unfortunately, it turned out well, so I get to share the news. This game is okay. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of this one. I feel like... Have you played it recently, Chozo Brain? Not that I want to start an argument with you, but the physics of this game are feel so awful. The jumping is horrible.
Hey, whatever blows
There's
your
this awkward momentum to the jumps, like you're being inconsistently buffeted by invisible winds. And it frustrates me to no end. The sailing is alright. The regular jumps are what drive me up a wall. I've played it recently. The physics are horrible indeed. Okay, in fact, you know what? I think you said that the other night, too. This game is bad, though I can't say anything due to your backseating policy. Okay. I was lurking in another chat, and someone said they were talking about Bubsy, and basically there was a debate about which is worse, Bubsy or Earthworm Jim. And until the sequel is worse. Until I complete Bubsy, I can't really weigh in, but I'm thinking, from what I've played of Bubsy, and I have played all the way through Earthworm Jim once, I feel like the best, because the thing is, Earthworm Jim, aside from the gimmicks, Earthworm Jim's normal controls are way better than Bubsy's controls. So, like, I think I would have to say the best parts of Earthworm Jim are way better than the best parts of Bubsy. But the worst parts of Earthworm Jim, are they worse than the worst parts of Bubsy? That's what I'm trying to decide. I think Earthworm Jim reaches higher heights, but does it reach lower lows? I'm not sure yet. Bubsy 3D is the best one, which is hilarious. It looks bad, but it plays like a standard PlayStation 1 platformer. Well, we're gonna play both of those as well. We are gonna play Bubsy 2 and Bubsy 3D for sure. I just have to beat this to get to them. Been lurking mostly, Sirac of Lamb says. I'm working late shifts next 3 weeks. Several nights now I've fallen asleep in my chair. Thank you for the lurk, Sirac of Lamb. I hope you're getting all the sleep that you need. It decided to get cold again, I believe, so it's definitely a plus that he wandered home, Pookie says. Oh yeah, we got him. It snowed the next night. It snowed the night after we found him. So, like, we found him that morning and it snowed that night. So, thank goodness. It's really cold outside now. I mean, cats are... I'm certain he would be fully equipped to survive the cold, but he wouldn't be very, he would have been pretty miserable, I would believe. You must have the best life in the world to feel the need to play all these bad games, Chozo says. You know. I've got, life has its ups and downs. Things have lately been going really well for me, so. I'm disinclined to complain too much. Oh, I missed that before Zergling. I'm sorry. Catrick Swayze. Or... Or Jean-Claude Van, that darn cat. That one got better the longer I thought about it. Sorry I didn't catch that before. That was worth repeating. Cats don't know the difference, Sir Rack of Lamb had said. It's all just flashy lights and fast movements. So, I made it up to level 13 last night. We made 2 attempts. I was not... This game gets really frustrating sometimes, I wasn't mentally prepared because I got awfully bent out of shape last night during this game. So, hopefully Hopefully I can relax a little bit now that I know what to expect. I was not quite prepared for how frustrating this game was gonna get. I don't know if I've ever gone this way before yet. Awesome. Yeah, you know to expect catastrophe. Whoa. I don't know how the jumping physics go so wrong. I can't even imagine what leads to this situation where they just... You get... You just get affected by this weird momentum that I don't know where it comes from or why. Ugh. I'm more inclined to move... Well, I feel like moving more quickly through levels than has been. My habit. I don't necessarily... I don't know. Now that we've explored some of these earlier levels a couple times, like, on the one hand, I would like to move through them a little more quickly, but I also want to try and stockpile lives, so I've got I don't know what I'm gonna do. Graphics look nice, but I think I can see how it controls weird. Looks like it has slippery controls. So the momentum is weird in this game because Bubsy is a lot like Sonic. Things do get slippery, especially on narrow platforms, and there are some stunningly narrow platforms. But so what it is that's frustrating about the jumps is, like, watch, when I jump, you have mid-air control over your jump. And, like, so see, like, I can jump out of a position, go way over to the right, and then turn and land back where I took off from. Right? I have a lot of midair control. But when you have momentum and you jump, your midair control is gone. So like if I pick up any speed and I jump, suddenly I can't move myself back nearly as far as I could before. Like here I can move way to the left after my jump. But when I'm moving with momentum, any momentum, you lose your midair control. And that is what's bad about it, is because that inconsistency. And it only takes just a little tiny bit of momentum to destroy your midair control. That's why the controls are so horrible. That's the thing. There's other things, but that's the biggest thing. Oh yeah, no worries, Sir Akavayam. Thank you for asking. That has to be a little bit on hold at the moment because of some other things that Jelly and I have going on.
Did I mention I don't like heights?
So that's actually currently on the back burner. So I don't have any updates, but I do appreciate the interest. So yeah, the major changes are, well, I guess anything could happen, right? So anything could happen, and a major change could suddenly, if things continue as they have been though, major changes are unlikely for the next several weeks. No, welcome in, Omega. Is that Bubsy or me we're talking about? Absolutely, Bubsy. Well, thank you. I was hoping that was the case, but I'm certainly deserving of a good ribbing from time to time, so. Sometimes a good thrashing, the way that I play. Tenacity is absolutely a strength. I'm feeling more tenacious at the moment than I was last night. Bubsy had me ready to throw in the towel last night. When I game overed, it was mixed emotions. I was sad to not beat the game, but I was happy to be able to quit it, at least for the night. I do really wish that Bubsy's yarn worked like Sonic's rings and gave us an extra, even if it just gave us an extra hit, even if the spilled balls of yarn weren't recollectible like Sonic's rings. I don't know. It would be really nice if Bubsy wasn't so incredibly fragile. Fragile? Are you still not using passwords? It's am I? Yeah, I don't think I want to use the passwords. I think I want to. I mean, ideally, I'd want to 1 credit clear the game. It gives you a ton of lives. 1 credit shouldn't be impossible. There are continues. I thought there were no continues at first because the very first time I game overed, it didn't give me the option. But you can earn continues at some point. I haven't figured out how those work yet, so it's that's a mystery I'm gonna work on in my mind as I play. I'll use the continues, but I won't use them happily. But I think the passwords I'm not gonna use. And if I beat it with continues, I might have to replay it for a 1 credit clear. We'll see how much I hate it if I make it to that point. We'll see if it wins me over. Oh yeah, I think my PB is level 13. I'm gonna guess, and of course, as always, I don't want to know, and I know most of you know that, but, you know, you never know who might be just coming in. So I don't want to be told, and I want to find out naturally through gameplay how many levels there are. But if I had to guess, I would guess there's probably 18 levels. I don't think that there would be more than 21. I think more than 21 would be way too many. So I think it's between 18 and 21, but I really think it's probably 18. I think there are probably 6 worlds, 3 levels each. That's what seems right to me. Chance of bonus stages? I mean, there are definitely bonus areas in every level. I don't think that I wouldn't count those as bonus stages, though. I don't know. There's one collectible that I don't understand at all yet, and depending on how that collectible works, I guess lots of things could be possible. I need to get out of this level quickly. I'm running real low on time. But I think there's another one up over here, so I need to go for that. Yeah. Beautiful. Alright, and then now let's just try to get out of this level quickly. I just figured out the pro strat to the game. It's hold the shoulder button permanently. So the camera doesn't pan to help you see what's coming up, but you can manually pan, and I thought you could only do that when you're standing still, but I tested it just now, and you can manually pan even while you're moving. So, alright. I've unlocked the pro strat. Ooh. Alright, yeah, let me read through this real quick, Pookie. Oh my goodness. It's great to have you back, Pookie. I mean, I haven't done that exact same thing, but I've done basically that same thing. I know what that's like. Master Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I spent 3 days looking for my debit card. It was under my keyboard, Sir Eckerlam says. Oh no. The Sonic stage clear. There's so much. There's so much copied from Sonic in Bubsy. It's pretty wild. Except for the strings. I'm really annoyed that Bubsy wears a long sleeve t-shirt, but the collectible t-shirts are very clearly short sleeved. That bothers me a lot. Awesome. Awesome. Right into the drink. Don't ever change, Bubsy. Probably the best thing about this game is that the enemies don't respawn when you lose a life. That is a... That is a mercy that is just so overwhelmingly fantastic. It's very difficult to play with my finger constantly on the shoulder button, like I was talking about doing. It forces me to hold the controller in a way I'm not accustomed to. Please change, Bubsy. Except 3D. Don't change to 3D. No.
More like a bridge too short.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It just occurred to me that, if I play this on the Genesis, I'm not gonna have shoulder buttons. That's gonna be interesting.
More like a bridge too short.
We are gonna play Bubsy 3D. Well, we were gonna play Bubsy 3D until I realized I'm never gonna finish this one. Now we're gonna play Bubsy. We're gonna do two. We're gonna do two on the Game Boy, and we're gonna do Bubsy 3D as well. I'm used to using shoulder buttons on modern controllers. I'm not sure my brain would accept them in 16-bit games, Pookie says. I mean, I'm fine to use shoulder buttons in 16-bit games, and in fact, like, that's one of my big complaints about the Genesis, is that there are actions that I wish were assigned to shoulder buttons in certain games on the Genesis. But the Genesis came out first, so, like, I can't fault it for not having a feature the Super Nintendo has when it predated it, but, I do really miss the shoulder buttons during particular Genesis games, but shoulder buttons are like, there's something that I feel like should be tapped occasionally, not something that should be held down for long stretches. Like, I think shoulder buttons are typically good for quick access to occasional actions, not because I need to pan the camera permanently to not run into everything in the universe. Bubsy 3D is underrated. Imagine if I come out of Bubsy 3D really loving it, and then I have to start telling people that some of my favorite games are Castlevania 64 and Bubsy 3D. No one will ever believe a word I say ever again. I'm gonna run games, just open up pre-orders for release of Felix the Cat, NES game and Game Boy game. Yeah, someone mentioned that as well. I don't think I'm gonna pick that one up, Sir Rack of Lamb. Thanks for the heads up on it. I've got flash carts now for NES, Super NES, Genesis, and Game Boy / GBA. So I'm really dialing back on those kind of releases.
Hey, whatever blows your hair back.
That said, though, I was thinking about the Rocket Knight. Maybe picking that up for the Switch. My not so exciting chili tonight, 1 1/3 pounds ground beef, 1 can of tomato sauce, 3 tablespoons of chili seasoning. Perhaps not the most exciting, but hopefully it was delicious nonetheless. Jelly and I actually ended up picking up dinner rather than making our own food tonight. We picked up fried chicken and fish. There's a really good fried chicken place near where we live, and on Fridays they also offer fish. It was really good. Extremely filling, too. Leftovers for 2 more days. Oh, nice. Really enjoyed Felix. It was one I was trying to speedrun a few years back, Sir Rack of Lamb says. Is it a platformer? I would guess it's a platformer. The only thing I really know about Felix the Cat is that clock that you see a lot of times in, like, movies from the 70s and 80s.
Hey, whatever blows your hair back.
Correct. My favorite fried chicken is Cane's with Popeyes as a runner-up. I do really like some fish and chips, though. I didn't even think of that clock, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, sometimes you see it in old movies, hanging up in the kitchen. If it's a film that like centers around like, if it's got a lot of scenes of like a family at home, then inevitably there'll be or almost inevitably, there'll be one of those cat clocks hanging up in the kitchen. This game does get a little better, like, if you play it. The longer you play it, it does get a little better. Like, the more you get, like, to where you know what to expect. I do think that there's a pretty good chance that I'm gonna come out of this game with a softened opinion of it. Unless there's a nightmare true ending situation I'm gonna have to put myself through, which I think might be a possibility. Going through these levels, though, has not been complete torment tonight so far.
Hey, I thought I saw Elvis back there.
It's foolish of me to even make comments like this. Especially so early into the stream. I was really surprised. I'm really surprised that Bubsy didn't get ported to the Game Boy Advance. It has all the buttons you'd need, and I mean, could you imagine? Can you imagine how much more fun this would be with the Game Boy Advance screen crunch? It's a real missed opportunity. Whether it's bad puns you like or bad future predictions, Frownie has you covered. Yeah, don't listen to me when I try to speculate on the future. Don't anybody listen to anything I have to say. I'm wrong 100% of the time. One 800 number psychic hotlines make more accurate predictions than I do. Whoa! Threading the needle between those eggs. Don't land on me, hot dog. Bubsy'd be a good GBA game if Bubsy was buffed. I mean, if they zoom the camera out like 20% too. Because there's the thing, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Like, you already can't see anything and run into stuff all the time. If you try to play this with anything resembling speed, and with the dramatically decreased visibility of the GBA, things would get real yucky. Frownie's just going through the cycles of jank. First there's realizing how janky a game is, then getting mad at how janky it is, then accepting it, then excelling at the jank. That's my favorite. That's my favorite part.
Hey, I thought I saw
Buff,
Elvis back there.
Bubsy buff, better eyesight. Yeah. I learned my lesson with GBA ports from Contra Advance. Contra Advance taught me to be very, very skeptical of GBA ports. I'm sure like RPGs and stuff are more than fine, but any sort of action game, I'm now extremely nervous to play on the GBA because the limited screen really made Contra Advance not fun. I already don't like the 16-bit Contras as much as the 8-bit Contras, but then the GBA version just really hurt. The Contra Advance was the first Contra game that I played that I didn't want to get better at. Every other even like I just said, I don't like the 16-bit ones as much as the 8-bit ones. 18 bits. That's not to say I dislike them. I just don't like them as much. But every Contra game I played up until that point, I wanted to or do still want to get better at. Contra Advance, I don't care to get better at. GBA ports are better than regular Game Boy from memory, Chozobrain says. Maybe some of them. I know Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy Color is horrible. You're probably right. I just can't think of a lot of examples because a lot of the Game Boy games, I actually haven't played a lot of both versions. Like with a lot of games I've only played one or the other. Or if I've played a Game Boy version of a game, it's been different enough from the original. So I don't have enough examples to pull from myself. I'm trying to think of other ones I've done. Like the Taz games on Game Boy Advance, or sorry, on the original Game Boy, weren't really ports. They're basically their own things. They were worse than the console games, though, that's for sure. I know I played a lot of Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Color. I have to think I like that. I liked that one. I haven't revisited it as an adult, though. Mortal Kombat 2, from memory, is actually decent. Deadly Alliance is insanely impressive. Mortal Kombat 1 is awful, but ironically really loved that as a kid, Pookie says. Was never a good fighting game, though it can be fun with friends still. Hey, Thrifty, welcome in. Thank you for the wheel. Pause for a moment, give that a spin. Let's get caught up here a little bit. 7 stages of jank. Shock at how janky it is. Denial that it could get jankier. Full rage from jank. Bargain for a less janky experience. Become depressed from the jank and how hopeless it feels. Cope with the jank existing. Accept the jank. Oh. Hey, Conga, welcome in. How's the cat treating you? The spirits are high for the moment, Conga. I'm kind of wavering back and forth. I don't know how far you made it into the stream last night, but I was getting really bent out of shape by the end of last night's stream. I'm approaching the game with a lot more hope tonight. But I don't know how long that's going to last. Mortal Kombat on Game Boy is a masterclass. It's kind of awesome. He bonks into things if he runs into them too fast. It's like the devs acknowledging how bad the camera is with not keeping up. You're probably right, though, Chozo. You're probably right about GBA ports being better than original Game Boy ports in general. I mean, for sheer processing strength, right? Guilty Gear, The Missing Link's a bad fighting game. Have to head out, Sirac of Lamb says. Work at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Sleep well, Sirac of Lamb. I hope you get the rest and the strength you need to face tomorrow. I hope it's a productive and low-stress day. And have a good weekend. So I probably won't see you again until Sunday or Monday. At the earliest on my end. Alright, we're going to flip upside down for the wheel, since we've had one of those redemptions as well. I'm hanging out with Isaac here, and I've got a skull mug tonight, too. It's I'm in danger of over-spooping. Fighting games are like sports games. Once you learn the mechanics, you win every time on hardest difficulty. Alright. Wheel of Scorchin', turn, turn, turn. Warheads. We've had a lot of warheads lately. It hasn't been all warheads, but they've been heavy in rotation here. I'm not going to complain. I like them. And green apple flavor. It might be time to move the warheads. I'm okay. We've hit on other things. Last night I got pistachios and beer cayenne hot sauce, so it's not oops all warheads. See, green apple is inherently sour. And then it's got the sour powder on top of it, but the candy itself is already sour. That's not the case for all the flavors. green apple is foul, Conga says. I actually like green apple flavor. And I like fresh green apples. You'll almost always find a few Granny Smiths rolling around my refrigerator. I come in and see Frownie hanging from the ceiling, Greg says. Welcome in, Greg. There's a lot of good Guilty Gear games, but the missing link is just so bad. That's why they put it on the Switch. I wish I liked apples. I've tried, but it's like trying to eat wood pulp. Do you like apple sauce or apple pies? Are there apple preparations you enjoy, or is it just all apples are? I love applesauce. I don't know of any way that can be parlayed into a love for apples. It's just a curiosity. It's the texture more than anything. Yeah, I mean, there is wood pulp is an odd comparison to me, but there is like there's kind of a quality to apples that can be like biting into foam. A fresh apple, like biting into like a really stiff, like memory foam. Apple pie is my favorite dessert with vanilla ice cream, Chozo says. It's definitely up there for me. I think I would have to say I prefer pie to cake. For sure. I think a delicious fruit pie is always going to be more exciting to me than a cake. Dried apple chips are great. Alright, let's get my big hit out of the way here. Yeah, I really like apples. Apple cider. I like fresh apples, but I like apple products too. Same with oranges, just don't like them in their natural form, Conga says. Oranges are more hit and miss for me than apples are. I mean, you can certainly... I've certainly had bad apples, but I think it's easier for me to find a bad orange than a bad apple. A really good orange is really good, but oranges, like I hate oranges that have that like real thin skin that's impossible to peel off. Just drives me insane. You want with an orange, you want an orange with a nice peelable thick skin and like one that has like one of those bumps on the top of it. If you get a perfectly round orange, I just know it's going to be impossible to peel. You need an orange that has that like bump on the top of it. And then you know it's going to peel well. Like or even better, I'd rather just grab a Tangelo because those always are excellent.
Shouldn't that be fearless? Uh-oh.
Spyman J, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we are upside down for the frown is upside down for now. The best fruit is a banana. I eat a lot of bananas. I have a banana almost every day. But this is gonna drive you crazy. I like green bananas. I really don't want my bananas to get too ripe. And when I say green bananas, I don't want them really green, but I want them greener than a normal person would. I want them to still have, like, I want them to be mostly yellow, but still with a little bit of green. And once they start developing, like, any brown spots, they're done. They're way too done. I can't take them anymore. But that's when Jelly starts to eat them, so.
Shouldn't I be fearless? Uh-oh.
So if a banana gets past its threshold for me, then Jelly's there to scoop them up. And she doesn't like bananas as green as I like them, so she won't eat them. If I eat them too quickly, she won't get any. But yeah, we basically buy bananas every time we go to the store, and I have a banana almost every day. Brown is when you can make banana bread. Yeah, I don't make a lot of products out of bananas. I mean, banana bread is good. I've never made it. Alright, let me catch up here. I might have missed a few things. Yeah, I got one of those things that cuts apples into like 10 slices around the core. Like me some apples that way, Pookie says. We had one of those when I was growing up. Oranges are dry and wet at the same time, and that doesn't seem natural, Conga says. Orange juice is love, though, Jozo says. Though I don't like eating oranges. I like orange juice. I like orange juice quite a bit. I'm banana intolerant. They usually mess with my stomach, Pookie says. Green bananas covered in ketchup. Anything covered in ketchup. Gross. I'm no good at cooking, so making banana bread is sorcery to me, Pookie says. The thing about bananas is like, so I'm pretty sensitive. I'm pretty sensitive to the way food smells. That's what I think is the source of a lot of my phobias when it comes to food, and like why I can't stand a lot of condiments is the smell of them is very repellent to me. And that's why bananas, when they start to ripen, they get a very strong banana smell, and it turns my stomach. I can't eat them once they start to smell. So I have to eat them when they're pretty green. You definitely don't want to eat a banana that's too green, though. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat a really green banana, but like if you try to peel it, the peel doesn't peel away. Instead, it splits and cracks like you're cracking a stick of celery. And the liquid that comes out from the peel, like when it bleeds, is the stickiest substance on the planet. It's horrible to try and peel a green banana. Never made banana bread. I just wait until there's a bowl of brown bananas, and the next day there's banana bread. So for me, it's basically just a banana fairy. It's good when you have a banana fairy. I have a child's understanding of food. I was just thinking, Conga, if Jelly and I have kids someday, I hope that I remember to teach them about leaving bananas out, so the banana fairy will trade them for banana bread.
Shouldn't that be fearless?
I fell right through that enemy. I got robbed. I jumped on that enemy. There is no way I deserve that death. It spoiled when I moved in with an upper-class girlfriend years ago, Chozo says. We went to so many restaurants that average food doesn't do it for me anymore. I don't know if I've ever in my life been to a restaurant that people would classify as being, like, really, as being actually high-end. You know, I'm a simple man. My idea of a fancy restaurant is things like Olive Garden and Golden Corral. those are the high-end restaurants in my life. And fancy means there's a fountain of chocolate. This level design, the level design in this is so chaotic. I'd never be able to remember the layouts of any of these. It's rough. It's pretty rough, Pookie. It's another way I feel like it's like Sonic. Level layouts like this, where they're like open, sort of sprawling platformer levels with a lot of paths and a lot of chaos. I always think of levels like this as like. I always think of these types of levels as being more typical of Genesis games than Nintendo games. And I don't know that that's true, but that's just the way that I think about them. When I play a game with level design like this, I always think in my mind that this feels like a Genesis game to me. I think that comparison comes from just a few limited examples, right? Because, like, you know, like, think of, like, Sonic levels compared to Mario levels. Think of Super NES Aladdin compared to Genesis Aladdin. And I think you can see where that conception grew from in my mind. So, whether it's true or not, and I could be right, maybe that is the case. Maybe other people feel that way too. Or maybe they don't, but if you don't, then I think if you look at those examples, you can see why I have that preconception. And the weird thing is, I prefer the more straightforward, what I think of as the Nintendo style levels. Though in a lot of ways, I feel like I should be more inclined toward these types of levels because of my love for exploration and secrets. I think it's because of the time limits though that ruin it for me. I don't like levels like these because they always come with a time limit that ruins their most appealing feature by making them unexplorable. Falling on that guy is awful. That's a dead end. Did you know the queen ate bananas with a knife and fork? I suppose that is the proper way to do it. Just look better at cooking. I like my cooking better than a lot of restaurants now, Zergling says. Yeah, I would agree with that. I like the things that I cook better than most of the stuff that I can get. But I've also told you what my upper limit for a fancy restaurant is, so I want royalty that could take a big healthy bite out of their food, Conga says. That's what I did, Zergling says. Oh, it makes it hard for me to eat food made by other people, Chozo says. Now, like at Christmas, Mom's turkey was alright, but I can relate to that too. I can relate to that too. I'm quite easy to please with food. I rely mostly on an air fryer, so very little of what I eat is complicated. The thing about that is like there are a few situations, like one of the worst social situations I can end up in is if I'm invited to dinner at the house of a new friend or acquaintance. One of the worst situations I could end up in is in a situation where someone who doesn't know me very well is going to cook something for me or offer me food. Because if you've been around the stream, you know I have a laundry list of unexplainable and contradictory food hangups. And so there's nothing more terrifying than imagining what I might be served when I go to a new person's home. And here's the thing, because it's like I don't want to be rude. So, death before discourtesy. So whatever they serve me, no matter how horrifying, I'm going to have to eat it and pretend to like it. Oh, it's dreadful. It's dreadful. Fortunately, that doesn't happen to me all that often, but once every couple years or so. Pookie says, I consider spaghetti as complex. I'm fine eating other people's food, Zergling says, just too honest about what I think, usually. I didn't notice the timer. That's kind of lame in a game with exploration. Yeah, that's what I don't like about Sonic games, too. I get really annoyed when I play Sonic games because I want to explore the open, sprawling levels, and the timer is antithetical to that desire, and it really hinders my enjoyment of playing through those games. Not enough to make me actively dislike the games, but there is always a layer of disappointment there with that particular aspect. Fun facts: bananas have seeds. Bananas in stores are selectively bred. You're eating boneless bananas. You know what? I think I've seen a banana with seeds. It's kind of disturbing. It's like a lotus pod. It's I don't want to think about it too much. Frownie lives in a small town. Everyone knows not to invite him to dinner now. It's not that you're not that far off. Dinner parties become a horrible web of lies. Natural bananas look creepy, Thrifty Anvil says. Yeah. Ooh. I wonder if there's any use for banana seeds. Like, if you roasted banana seeds, could you eat them as a snack, like a sunflower seed? Can you grind them up and make banana coffee? You can't do that with apple seeds, right? Because they're poisonous? Banana seeds might be poisonous, too. I'm gonna run out of time. Come on, game. Don't do that to me. I'm still running out of time. Oh my goodness, the timer kept going for a moment. Even after the last hit. Yeah, apple seeds have cyanide in them. I mean, I think you'd have to eat a whole lot of apple seeds to really be affected by it, but I know you don't want to feed them to your pets. That was just a straight-up Dr. Eggman fight. Yep. Yep.
Well, it worked for Clint.
So, one of the levels in this world... One of the levels in this world, I think it's level 8, is a really, really rough, and then the boss on level 9 is also extremely tough. So things are gonna take an ugly turn here now. If you thought I was playing kind of mediocre before, I'm about to begin to be playing outright terrible. Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to, but... So there are those orbs, those glass balls that look like they're filled with the lava from a lava lamp. Like the blob parts of a lava lamp. What is going on? I noticed there's a lot of those in the game. And again, it's like... Sorry to those who hear me say it all the time, but I don't know what they do, and I don't want to be told what they do. I want to figure it out for myself, but I am kind of worried that there could be a situation where collecting all of those is mandatory for the true ending or something. And if that happens, my opinion of Bubsy is going to plummet severely. Tracking all those things down blind is going to destroy me. When's Bubsy 3D? It's on the list, Thrifty. We're actually with a lot of times I don't play games and their sequels back to back with like quality games, but with jank games, we're on a marathon. It's Bubsy 1, 2, 2 on the Game Boy, and Bubsy 3D. Where I'm playing them all back to back. So as quickly as I can get through Bubsy 1, 2, and 2.5, we're gonna be on to Bubsy 3D. It's happening. That's actually why I haven't played a Bubsy game until now. I've held off on them because I wanted it to wait until I had a copy of Bubsy 3D. And I got that just a couple months ago, and I was like, alright, great, we'll do it for January. And then I got trapped in a bottomless pit of Austin Powers. And January became February janky. So, you know, hopefully the end of next week or the beginning of the week after at the latest, but depends on how slow I am at defeating these other Bubsy games. And I'm also leaning toward playing the Genesis versions of these as well. There might not be a point to it, but I'm kind of thinking about doing them anyway. So there's a train on each of these levels, and the train is always numbered number 9. I don't know why they didn't make this train number 8, since it's level 8, and then level 9 have train number 9, and level 10 have train number 10, or 7, 8, and 9, rather. This is level 7. This should have been train number 7. Please. Engine number 9 coming down the railroad line. I don't think I know that song. Thanks for the pistachio spooky. Oh no, I'll just kind of pick randomly. These are chili lemon. Have a few chili lemon pistachios real quick. I definitely taste the chili powder on these, but the lemon doesn't come through as clearly. They're spicier than I remembered. Hopefully the lemons are nice and green, yeah. I like green apples, I like green bananas, I like green lemons. I actually really do. I prefer limeade to lemonade. Those are good. Thank you for the little snack, Pookie. That enemy is just one of the most bogus enemies in any video game ever made. Maximum rudeness in this game's design. Right there. It could be that there's a true ending to this game, like I've been afraid of. It could be there's a true ending situation, and it's not dependent on collecting the lava orbs, but it is dependent on finding all of the secret rooms. That would be pretty bad. It wouldn't be as bad, but it would still be bad. I know there's an enemy up here. Well, maybe not. If I had to guess his favorite color. I'm really upset about that cactus. Welcome back, Greg. Now you picked up Alwa's Awakening. Our friend Angelus was playing that recently. hope that treats you well, and of course, a cup of coffee is always a fine thing to have. Actually, kind of didn't want to hit a checkpoint. Okay, I'm going to explore. I'm going to investigate one more thing, and then we've got to get a move on, get out of this level. Oh, actually, I'm gonna investigate 2 more things. I lied. Oh. Really? That's all that is? Well, I'm glad I was able to pick those up without dying, but... Aw, come on. That was probably who you watched, too much of it. Spoilers, yeah. I, definitely understand that. I keep picturing Alundra in my head whenever that game comes up. I don't, you know, I don't actually... Like, I think they're probably nothing alike, but... Just because of the A's and the L's in the title. Cool. I can't actually escape from this area. That's cool. Alright, there we go. In years in the future, someone will wonder about seeing Bubsy part 57 of 102 and wonder what the issue was. Oh, welcome in, Buddha Fingers. I read your comment. I didn't read your name. Very happy to have you here, as always. Yeah, on a more serious note, I did see Jump King Part 21. Yeah. I've taken a little break from Jump King. We're not done with it. We're not giving up. I will play it again, but I think I'm gonna wait until after Bubsy's over to pick it back up. Probably. We'll see. I probably won't play it next week, but I might play it the week after next. You know, if Bubsy goes on for a lifetime like Austin Powers, then I really shouldn't wait until it's over to get back to Jump King, but... It's just... Jump King's so distressing. so much time sunk into a game that I will never finish. There's a less than 0 chance of me ever finishing Jump King. I'm just too bad at it. But I will sink life into it for forever. A little bit here and there. Hey Derek, welcome in. Welcome to more Bubsy. Bubsy the Bubcat. I'll make a deal with you. If by some miracle a new Bubsy game is announced, I'll personally buy the game for you. Just for the laughs. I appreciate that generous offer, Omega. It's gotta come out on the Switch, though. That's the only way I'll be able to play it. Or whatever Nintendo's Switch 2 is. Because I'll probably buy one of those too. What? Hang on, let me work that out. Isn't that like trying to recover from cancer to quit smoking? I've got the cart before the horse there, is what we're saying. You might be right. Good luck, Frownster. Thank you for the good luck wishes. I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need it. So far, luck has not been much with me. Would you like a physical copy or some eShop money for it? I mean, I'm a very physical guy, Omega. If I have the option, I'll always lean physical, but if it's something you're gifting me, then feel free to go with whatever the most affordable option is. I'm not going to complain. Jump King is painful to even watch, Greg says. All those multi-screen drops, it hurts just to see that. I can't imagine how frustrating it would be playing the game when that happens. It's pretty heartbreaking. It's pretty heartbreaking. So they're bringing back the X-Men cartoon from the 90s, Derek says. So excited, it looks great. Hopefully it turns out well. I watched a bit of that cartoon. I wasn't a huge fan of the X-Men, but I would watch it, you know, when it was on. I like that arcade game, the X-Men arcade game from back then. I never really played it very much, but the brief time I did spend with it made a positive impression on me. It seemed it was really cool. I had a Wolverine toy when I was a kid too. He's like a figure, but he wasn't like a hard plastic figure. He was like a rubbery figure, and you could like bend him, like bend his arms, like anywhere, because he was made of rubber. I think he had wire inside, so he'd kind of sort of hold the shape you bent him into, but not really. And he was He wasn't yellow and blue like in the cartoon. He was yellow and brown, which I think is what he looked like in the arcade game, too. I didn't know much about the character, but I had that toy. I had a Bart Simpson toy that was like that too. It was made out of the same like rubbery material. And that was very weird because I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons when I was a kid. But I had a Bart Simpson toy anyway. I don't know why. I don't think anyone's asking for new Bubsy. Didn't they do a Bubsy game just a couple years ago? I thought there was a more modern Bubsy release. I mean, I expect it was just a trash game, just made to cash in on memes or whatever, but I felt like there was a somewhat recent Bubsy game. That skull mug is pretty cool, Pookie says. It's that was a gift too. Jelly gave me that for my birthday earlier this month. I rather like it. It's a very... I mean, naturally I'm inclined toward a skeleton aesthetic in my decorating. To a degree. I mean, I don't have tons of skeletons all over my house or anything, but a few here and there. And I really like the, you can't see it very well in the dark room, but I really like the colors of it. It's this, like, kind of blue and black, like, marbly type coloration. Looks nice. It looks real nice. It's got a weird design to it. The lip of the cup, like, curves in toward the liquid. So it's actually a little tricky to drink out of. But I suspect that may have a slight benefit of helping to hold the heat in. Keep my drink a little warmer, a little more warm for a little more long. Woolies Strike Back and Paws on Fire. There are two? ...2017 and 2019. Wow. Yeah, so I thought there was one. I didn't know there were two. And I know that, like, someone made a, like, Bubsy Goes to the Art Museum game that's, like, it's not, like, a real Bubsy game, but, like, a fan game. So, like, when I said we were gonna, like, I've tried to be clear when I've said we're gonna play a lot of Bubsy games, that those aren't included, those newer ones, or that fan, like, parody game or whatever. Just because I don't really have any way to play them, I don't think. I mean, I didn't look into it. If those Woolies Strike Back or Paws on Fire, if those are available on the Switch, I could maybe buy them. I just assumed they were PC games. Paws on Fire is available for the Switch? Oh, gross. Alright, I'll think about that one. My real plan was just to play up to Bubsy 3D. Except again, there's a Jaguar game I can't play. Terrible choice for a marathon, because I can't play half the titles. I figured as long as I play Bubsy 3D, though, it doesn't really matter which ones I don't play. This is some narrow platforming. Oh, it's slippery over here, too. I'll never play that on Switch, Derek says. I want to see you play a game called One Hand Clapping. How interested are you in systems that you didn't have growing up, Buddhafinger says. I'm pretty interested. I guess it depends on the system. I mean, I didn't have Genesis or PlayStation growing up, and I feel like I play a fair amount of those consoles. You know, naturally, a part of me would like to be able to play everything to a degree, right? But I don't very actively seek out stuff like that, though, because I'm not really in a position to purchase and build a library for consoles I don't already have at this point. And I have a lot of consoles, you know. I mean, there's a lot I don't have, but, you know, I've got all the Nintendo stuff. I've got a Genesis. I've got a couple PlayStations, so it feels like a lot to me. But there's definitely games out there that I would like. There's something out there on, like, the Master System and the Jaguar and the TurboGrafx. Like, they all have things that I'm like, it would be real cool to be able to play those. But like the Dragon, the Golden Axe Warrior on the Master System. I think that looks like it'd be fun to play. A Zelda clone. TurboGrafx, of course, had Splatterhouse, which we have done already now on the Wii, so. Jaguar has the Bubsy game, which I've heard is the worst of the entire franchise, so that makes me eager to play that. I guess I can't think of any good Jaguar games I'd be eager to play. I've only really kind of heard of bad ones, of bad Jaguar games. But you've seen the stream. I do like bad games. You mentioned the Jaguar, that's why I asked. I'm super interested in those because they were unobtainable. For me, it was unobtainable. I mean, I didn't even know it existed as a kid. The TurboGrafx and the Jaguar, I never even heard of those, and I don't think until I was an adult. The Master System I never heard of. The first Sega thing I ever heard of was the Genesis. And even then, like, my exposure to the Genesis was so limited. I didn't have, like, any of those, like, playground console wars experiences with, like, the early kind of stuff. Like, everyone that I knew when I was a kid either was either like, what's a video game, or they had Nintendo stuff. There was no Nintendo Sega war, because I didn't know anyone that was heavily into Sega. But I grew up in a small rural area, so, you know, it was kind of low population, so. I guess it's not all that odd, but. Oh, and like the what's the other one? The Neo Geo. Yeah, definitely never heard of that. Bubsy 3D is the worst. Well, I've actually heard that I've heard Bubsy 3D might be underrated. I'll have to see. As much as I can, I'm eager to see for myself. I have very low expectations of Bubsy 3D. Not to, you know, with all due respect to the Bubsy 3D apologists that I've heard from. The opinion surrounding it has been so overwhelmingly negative that it's hard not to have low expectations, but I'll keep as open a mind as I can on the journey. Uh-oh, I gotta get out of here. Time is running down. Oh no, this is the stage where... Yep. This is the stage where they do that to you, among other things. Follow this line of yarn balls. It won't lead to death. Oh yeah, it will. TurboGrafx was for rich kids. Up there with Neo Geo, Budafingers says. Yeah. Stuff I only really saw in magazines. Yeah, and I didn't come across, I didn't really read any, have access to any gaming magazines or anything, so, I mean, every now and then I would see, I'd get an opportunity to flip through a Nintendo Power, but, you know, it's a pretty narrow perspective of the gaming world. No, were they being held hostage with a bomb tied to their chest when they said it was underrated? I don't want to go back this direction, but I thought I saw a 1-up, and I do want to make sure I'm not skipping an easy-to-get, obvious 1-up. There we go. Let's go. It's a Master System and an EU thing. I never came across them as a kid either. I think that they were available in the US, but they were way bigger in Europe, from what I understand. I think you could get them in the US, but it just wasn't. Just wasn't all that around. And it was apparently a really big thing in Europe. Alright, we gotta go, go, go. Time is running out. That stage there was kind of devastating to me. I can think of a few underrated games. Bubsy 3D is not one of them. Derek says.
Contract does not mention paint.
I feel like the Contra adventure might be a little underrated. I mean, I don't really have my pulse on
My contract does
I don't really have my pulse on the opinion of the Contra adventure in general, but I feel like I mostly hear bad things about Contra games like post-Genesis, but I actually think that game's not all that bad. I would play more of it. Definitely. I mean, we've beaten it, but I would play it to like get better at it. I felt like it was pretty good. Hey, Stream Kyle, great to see you. Hope you've been doing well, my friend, and welcome to Bubsy. Things are going fairly smoothly with Bubsy so far tonight. So, continued progress is definitely not guaranteed.
Contract does not mention paint.
What? I got an extremely high bounce that I didn't expect, and then fell with a weird left-leaning kind of momentum right onto the spike. I don't know what happened. Again, why is my bounce super high on that platform, but I have no midair control? It takes me directly to the spikes. That's gross. This game is gross. I'm mad. This here, we were talking about the controls being slippery before, and like these sort of situations where you have to stand on this super thin platform. It's really easy to slip off of these. I'm not doing it now because of course I won't when I want to demonstrate it, but it happened again. I didn't even hit the jump button. The bounce was automatic off of that platform. That's frustrating. Saw Madam Web Wednesday night. It was alright, Derek says. Afraid I don't know anything about that one. alright is not a glowing review, but I suppose it could have been worse. I don't know, I don't follow any of the superhero stuff. I'm not even sure what a superhero movie would have to offer to make me interested in it. I'm just, they're just not for me. I think I saw a t-shirt down there. Well, I know I did, but I don't, It was a 2, okay. I was thinking, unless it's a 2, it's really not worth going down there for. Well, cool. Now I got back both the lives I lost on my way to that t-shirt, so we're even, game. Leap of faith, I guess? I held some of my faith back in reserve, and that's a good thing, because I probably would have run into that enemy. There's a shirt. Except, yeah, I can't get down there. What in the world is going on? Oh, that's irritating. The invincibility should make you invincible to the spikes. Right, the star in Super Mario Brothers lets you run on spikes, right? It does in Mario Maker. I don't remember if it does in the original Marios now. It doesn't let you run on lava, but I mean, there is no running on lava, right? You can't run on lava because you sink. Oh, I can't go that direction. I have to do this. And hope I'm not destroyed. Okay. We're good. I don't have to worry about that anymore. That momentum issue. That momentum issue, it can really get you sometimes. I don't know why that enemy was still alive. Oh, that Bobcat. This is another place where I have an opportunity to get a t-shirt and probably lose more than I gain on the way to it. You know, I can't pass up on that kind of chance. Would young Frownie have liked this game? So, I did sample this game a little bit when I was a kid. My cousin had a copy of it. I don't know if we ever played it more than once. I think probably not. I think I would have... So here's the thing. I've always really liked cats. I think I would have loved that it's a game where I could play as a character that was a cat. You know, a bobcat counts as a cat, right? I don't know what the difference is. Nerd Revenge, welcome in. Pleasure to have you with us tonight. Hope you're having a wonderful time. What could possibly go wrong? Precisely. I've learned the answer to that is everything. In Bubsy, everything can and will go wrong. At least once. Usually several times in a row. Yeah, I don't think I liked this game when I sampled it as a kid. I don't actually even remember it. I just remember that he had it, and I remembered kind of what the first level looked like, the sort of like green town aesthetic. I remembered you collected balls of yarn, and I remembered that the controls, like, I remember it felt really janky to play, but I couldn't have described to you why or how. I remembered it wasn't very fun to control. So I did come into it with just a little bit of knowledge, but I don't think we made it very far at all. Like, we surely didn't make it to these levels. And this is only like the third world in the game, so... They're both cats, but bobcats will wreck you. But yeah, definitely like, you know, like a wilder kind of cat. So I would have liked stuff about this game. Like, I don't know, if I had this game, like if it had been a game I owned, would I have come to like it by playing it? Probably. But from playing it with my cousin, it didn't make a positive enough impression on me that I pestered my parents into getting it for me, so. Bobcat is bigger than house cats, between a cat and a dog in size. That's a good question. What did it take to actually get a game versus renting one? What did it take for me to want to own a game versus renting it? I don't know, because, like, I usually wanted, like, sort of, like, first-party Nintendo games. I mean, I didn't always get every game that I wanted, that's for sure. I typically only got a couple games, you know. I would get a couple games a year, you know, like basically a birthday and Christmas. Maybe another odd one here when I was really here or there when I was really young. So like when we had the NES, when we had the NES when I was a kid, like, I don't even know, like, I don't remember ever thinking about getting new games with the NES. Like, we just... I guess I must have received some NES games as gifts when I was a kid, but I don't remember that ever happening. With the NES, it just seemed like every now and then we got a new game, and it never occurred to me to think about why or where it came from. Like, we would rent NES games, and every now and then we would own a new NES game. But I don't know. I never really thought about it too much. It wasn't until the Super Nintendo that I sort of was more aware of, like, the idea of, like, oh, we could go to the store and intentionally pick out and purchase to own a specific game. The games aren't just these things that occasionally manifest. And then at some point in the Super Nintendo's life, like, the concept of, like, knowing about an upcoming game before it was released became a thing for me. That was interesting. I feel like Donkey Kong Country was the first game that happened with for me, where, like, I actually, like, because we got one of those VHS tapes in the mail. And it was like, oh, you can actually know about a game before it just appears on the shelf at Walmart. That's an interesting concept. It really wasn't until the Nintendo 64 that I had a very active, like, that I was very active in, like, selecting what games I had. Though I was a very passive recipient of games up until then, for the most part. Up until the end of the Super Nintendo, beginning of Nintendo 64 type era. As far as I can remember, you know, my memories aren't always super clear. Just watch the newer Hellraiser from 2022. It's a wild movie, Derek says. I haven't, I've seen the first two Hellraiser films. They're, I'm not really super into them. So I haven't bothered to check out a lot of the rest of the series. Was there a game you had to have when you were a kid? Donkey Kong Country is the game I remember most looking forward to. Like, the first time, like, I was really looking forward to a game and actually going to get it. I always wanted A Link to the Past, but that was a game I wanted, but never got. And I think mostly because it's a game that my parents wouldn't have been interested in. It's a game my dad wouldn't have wanted to play with me, and so a lot of the games that I owned when I was really young they kind of had to be things that my dad would also have wanted to play with me. And that game, because my dad didn't have any interest in it, that one they never bothered to get for me. But it wasn't a thing like where I was like I wanted it so badly that I was pestering them for it all the time or anything and being constantly disappointed. But it's a game I would have liked to have had, but never ended up getting. But Donkey Kong Country, I was way more excited for and actively wanted and was able to get that game. And then, like, with the Nintendo 64, like Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, like, I really wanted those games and ended up getting them. Other things, like, I don't know how or why I ended up getting Banjo-Kazooie, but I'm very glad I did. But I don't remember wanting it before I got it. I wanted Yoshi's Island. I really looked Yoshi's Story. Oh, Yoshi's Island was one too, though. I remember I had seen the commercials for that one. My parents were poor, Nerd Revenge says, so 9 out of 10 games I got as a kid I bought myself, mostly from saving and or trading in games. Yeah, I think most of the games that we picked up, that my parents picked up when I was younger, I feel like they were things bought secondhand or traded for. I never really did a lot of that. I tended to hoard all the games that I had. I never really traded them off, but I also, didn't really own a whole lot of games. Yoshi's Island was one that I wanted, really badly, and my parents got it for me, and then they got it for me, and they shouldn't have because the family couldn't afford it, and they ended up returning it. They ended up returning it because it turned out they needed the money more than they thought they did, and I did get a copy a little bit later on, but that one was interesting. Yeah, that was with Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Story I wanted too on Nintendo 64, and I got it, and that game was kind of disappointing. I couldn't appreciate that game back then. That one let me down. I like it now, but I'm differently motivated with games than I used to be. Gonna head out. Good luck taming the Bobcat, Frownie. Thank you, Omega. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and an excellent weekend ahead of you. Sweet Potato Sophie, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Cartoon Bear probably got most kids to try Banjo. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what it was that made Banjo appeal to me. I don't know if I don't remember. Like, I can remember for Yoshi's Island, I could remember the commercial for the game. I can remember seeing commercials for the game. Specifically, I remember one where there's some guy who's like, he's eating a lot of foods, and the foods are like supposed to represent all the different like levels and graphics and special effects that Yoshi's Island is jam packed with, and then he eats so much he explodes. I remember that commercial. So that advertising worked on me when I was young. What a game, too. Yoshi's Island. That's such a great game. I wish I was playing that instead of Bubsy. I really wanted Super Mario 3. There was tons of hype for it with the clips from the Wizard movie. I was super excited to get it finally, Buddhafinger says. I had Super Mario Brothers 3, but yeah, I don't remember I don't remember knowing about it or looking forward to it before we got it. It's just another one of those. It was just another one of those games that somehow manifested, so far as I remember. And I could, I was really young, so maybe I just don't remember. Maybe I did know about it and was more excited for it than I remember at this point, but I don't think so. I mean, I was pretty little when it came out. And we probably didn't have it right away either. We almost certainly got it at least a few months after it was well into circulation, but I don't know. Only game I wanted as a kid was Pac-Man, Greg says. This was only in arcades back then. So I don't count that. Because I don't count the horrible Atari version. Never did get a good Atari Pac-Man port until the NES 6 years later. So we actually had Pac-Man for the Commodore 64 when I was really young. And yeah, the Wizard movie, I don't remember ever knowing it about that. I did know about it when I was a kid, kind of. I remember seeing it. I never saw the movie, but I remember seeing the box for the movie on a shelf on the shelves of rental stores at some point, but I never rented it. Hot take for the day, I prefer Yoshi's Island over Super Mario World, Derek says. I mean, I'm right there with you, Derek. I don't think that's that extreme of an opinion. I think Yoshi's Island is, I don't know. I mean, there's certainly people that will prefer Mario World over Yoshi's Island, but I don't think anyone would feel like they could make a strong case. They're both great games, so preferring one over the other is pretty easy. In either direction. This is so much hashtag content, I explode. Did Bubsy crash? I don't think so. We're just taking a moment to chat and catch up. We'll get back into it. Definitely didn't have it on release. It was a fight to rent it. Eventually I got it for Christmas, Buddhafinger says. Hot takes are never hot takes. uh, I don't know. I've had some pretty... Maybe I don't want to open a can of worms. People on the internet just fight over everything. This is definitely true. Please go watch that movie, Frownie. I probably should. I probably should. Oh, before we... give me just a moment. Let me... I know you can't hear any audio right now anyway, but I'm going to reset the audio because I think it's been drifting. We'll try this boss again. If we were lucky Bubsy crashed, oh no, that wouldn't be luck at all. I'd have to restart. I'm not abandoning Bubsy. A crash can't defeat me. This UFO sure can, though. I don't know what I do wrong here. It's just the UFO actually damages me. It's very distressing. Okay. I understand this boss a little better now. I don't understand this boss fight. Oh my goodness. A crash can't defeat me, famous last words. Well, that is true. There are definitely games that, had they crashed, I would have abandoned them. Dr. Evil Knievel comes to mind. I was determined. I was solidly determined to abandon that game if it had crashed. Thank goodness we're out of here. How about Battletoads? Oh, well, I mean, a crash can't defeat me. By that, I mean it would make me stop playing the game. Like, abandon attempting to conquer it. I mean, definitely a game can crash and make me lose my progress, but doesn't mean I'm not going to reset and play it again. I don't know about that. You were so determined to beat that game, I think you would have started over. Soft locks got pretty funny.
I didn't like this stuff.
Oh. So this is where the game really started twisting me into knots last night. The Wild West level was bad, but at this level I just completely fell apart. So we're gonna try to not let that happen so much this time. I'd like that 2-up, but I really doubt my ability to make it over there. And back out alive. Oh my goodness. Unprecedented success. And immediate death. I couldn't even finish saying the phrase. Look at that. That was a pro move to get up here to this thing that takes us backward and not forward. Never mind. How far does this fly? Oh. So I have cleared this world. We did clear this world last night. It was a brutal struggle, and it almost didn't happen. I can't say with confidence that I remember how to clear these stages, though. I did a lot of exploring that led to a lot of tragedy. I'll do less exploration now that I've been through these levels once, probably, because I don't want to bleed away 100% of my lives, but I don't know. Let's see. I would prefer to not go this direction. Wow. Remove that turtle from my life. Some people will argue over whether or not they are argumentative.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Thank you for the wheel, Derek. I'll give that a spin. We gotta do it in silence because of the no pause music situation, but that's alright. That was almost a warhead again. That's the beer cayenne hot sauce again. All right. We tried that for the first time last night, and I felt like it's a little spicy, but also kind of thick and buttery. I don't know that I would have described it as beer tasting. But I'm interested to give it another try, so I'm happy to have landed on it. Just double check that that is the right thing. I can't read my own wheel. The viewers can't read it, I can't read it. All of the hot sauces on the wheel are from the set of miniature bottles called the Good Hurt Fuego, and they, judging by the kinds of titles they have, they seem to range pretty widely in Wheelie Frownie. They seem to range pretty widely in heat levels, and we're kind of toward the milder end, so these are more a treat than a torture so far. Fill up a cracker very generously. I don't know that I could have told you they were going for. I think I definitely couldn't have told you they were going for a beer flavor with this. I feel like I can kind of taste it in there tonight, but it's hard under the heat. The cayenne pepper overwhelms it pretty dramatically. I think I would probably guess that was just a hot wing sauce. But I don't think I would guess that beer played any part of it. I think they just called it beer cayenne because of the color, because it's got kind of a light amber color. But thank you for that, Derek. That was actually a treat. I like that. It doesn't quite live up to what the bottle makes me expect, but it's I definitely don't mind snacking on it. It tastes good. No, I failed to accomplish the pro move. Oh my goodness, I thought I was a goner. I already forgot where that door went. The platforms here are very slippery, very untrustworthy. Oh, there's a checkpoint right below me. Let's go. No, I thought I would land on one of those fish and bounce up. It's okay, we got a checkpoint. No, why couldn't I land on anything?
Hey, I didn't like this stuff.
I'd love to just ride this raft, but I think I saw there's an eel. Oh, maybe there's not. Oh. I did not expect the alligator to launch me into the stratosphere. That turns these around? Yes, okay, good. I remember this part. I don't remember what that does. The checkpoint is above here? Maybe? Maybe there's no checkpoint. Let's just clear the stage. Let's go.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
Yeah, this is the only game I plan on doing tonight, Derek. I feel like I might be moving in the direction of a one game per night kind of model. Or at least only having one game planned at a time, and then
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
you know, maybe doing replays of some of the like stuff, the shorter games that I like if we have spare time on a night, but really only maybe scheduling one thing per night.
Next time, I get a
I saw
stunt
that
cat.
was a door there, and I was so enthusiastic. I did not for an instant consider that it was completely surrounded by spikes. Since I do really long... Since I tend to do really long streams sometimes, like, there's a concern that if I only do work on one game per night, you know, I don't like the idea of making it difficult for people who like the stream to miss or to see all parts of a playthrough, I guess. You know? So like it can be a tall order to like if I do a 7-hour stream, it could be a tall order to ask people to be here for that whole thing. And then, you know, if it's a game that someone's really interested in following, I hate to make it inconvenient for them to see the whole thing, but I mean, that's gonna happen either way, because, like, maybe someone will be more interested in the game I play during the second half, and then, like, they can't stay around that long enough for me to get to it, so I don't know. But brought on the schedule change to one game. Well, I mean, it hasn't really happened yet, but I feel like I'm leaning toward that. I'm thinking about... I'm thinking about having more nights where, like... Let me try to piece this together. I'm thinking about experimenting with switching the schedule a little bit to where I have more consistent nights where I do a particular type of thing on each night of the week. I found myself often looking forward to the second half over the first, and it does become impossible to be there, Buddhafinger says. Yeah, so there'll be a little bit less of that, I think, if I just do one game per night. But I was thinking, like, maybe something... I've been very averse to playing games in a series back-to-back. But I'm thinking about maybe doing more of that, and with things that aren't so terrible. But, like, you know, like if I dedicated Thursday nights to, like, playing Contra games, then, like, I could just schedule one game for the night, but if I finish it early, then we could just move on to the next one in the series. Might be the thing. I don't know. That I'm kind of thinking. That kind of thing could also open the schedule up to viewer-selected games, which, you know, I've been promising for you know, like a year or two and not delivering on. But if I do the one game per night kind of thing, and that's with an asterisk by it, because again, like if I finish something early, then we just move on to the next thing. But I could have one night where all I do is work on a list of games compiled by viewers and just do them in order. One night a week, and, you know, I won't get through the list very quickly, but necessarily, but I would give people a chance to see that kind of thing. Potentially. So that's another thought about it. I got to admit, though, I did kind of like how you kick it off with jank and kind of capture us into it. Frownie, I know you want to please us all more or less. Viewer-selected titles seem to cause friction. There was some of that, and it all went away when you took that away. Was there a lot of friction? Uh-oh. I've seen it in so many
Is
channels.
there a veterinarian in the audience?
I don't know. My real fear of it. My real fear of it is it's just something that I don't want it to dominate the schedule. That was my biggest issue with playing viewer selected games before.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Was my desire to finish everything I start made it impossible for me to it just ate up so much room I couldn't put anything on the schedule just because I wanted to play it for a while. I was having a hard time doing that. So, I don't know, it's tricky. When the stream started,
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
when I started streaming, I would do. I feel like almost every night was just one thing per night. At the start, and one of the benefits of always scheduling 2 games per night was that it was sort of a protection against finishing something and not knowing what to do. If I felt like if I wanted to keep, playing.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
If I only put one game on my schedule for the night, and it turns out like it's something I've gone into blind, and it turns out it's a 2-hour game, then it's like that I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next 2 to 5 hours.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
I need to pay attention. I'm bleeding lives away here really badly. I hate this enemy. I hate this enemy.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
It seems like you have methodically found a game to run on every console. Seems you have that sorted now. Well, what? Hang on, I don't know that I follow. I'm running the same game on every console? Oh, there's always a Contra, Castlevania, or Splatterhouse to pull up now if you finish early. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, like, okay. Yeah, having challenges to work on, too. Like, having challenge runs that I want to complete, is another good way to have something always in my pocket to fill up extra time. If I want to play something else, if I want to keep playing, but I finish the game that I plan to play.
Veterinarian in the audience.
Oh no. Well, I go back up there. I've lost so many lives on this level. This is awful what I've done. I should have said you had a game to practice on every console. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
I think this...
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Oh my goodness. Well, I eliminated 2 enemies at least. Victory. Let's go.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
I think this level is my PB. I don't think we cleared this stage last night, but I did make it up to this one.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
Have you ever put together a stream where you run all the games you put practice into? A Frownathon, perhaps? That was kind of the idea with the Contra games. That's sort of what I wanted to do with the Contra series, was to play through all of them in one night for a little marathon. So we kind of did that, but not a very good version of it because I'm not good at a lot of the games. But I'm good at a couple of them. But I need to practice some more up. I did kind of think about doing that with a lot of the NES games that we've done. Just do like Castlevania, Contra, Super C, Gunsmoke. Just do a whole bunch of them like that on one night. Could be kind of fun. The thing is, though, like
That's it. I'm out of here.
Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins, I'm not really that good at, though. Ghosts and Goblins I can beat, but I haven't done a challenge with it. Oh, or Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Yeah, but definitely we could do. That's probably what you meant too, but my brain was in NES mode there for the when I read that. So yeah, like I could look at the list of games that we've done, like all the games I've done deathless runs of, and do them all in one night. Could be something we could do. The one problem with that though is that, like some of them, like Alien 3, like I haven't played it. I haven't played it since the deathless run, so I have picked it up again. I'll know nothing about it at this point. That game wasn't really that hard, so I didn't have to spend a lot of time with it.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
Maybe I should stop getting hit by this same cheese wheel 1,000 times. Who else thinks that would be a good idea? Hey, Salem, welcome in. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Things were actually going really well for quite a while, and then a cheese wheel fell on my head repeatedly, and I haven't been the same since. That's partially a lie because I started doing bad on the previous stage, but I'm gonna blame the cheese wheels anyway. No, not for Halloween, Greg. That's on we'll probably do it again this year. We did that on Shakespeare's birthday. That's April 28th, I believe. Because the Contra guys, their names sound like William Shakespeare. Right? William, Bill, Shakespeare, Lance. That was the whole reasoning behind that. I thought that was hilarious, and so we did a Contra marathon on Shakespeare's birthday. We'll probably do it again. But I'm going to need to practice up some of those Contra games pretty badly. I think I could do the 8-bit games just fine, but after that, I'm in real rough shape because I haven't completed any challenges with the rest of them. I've only done pretty casual playthroughs. I worked on hardcore for a long time just because there's so many endings in that game. And I started to work on Contra 3, but I didn't make it very far. I haven't put enough time in. Yeah, hardcore. The only one you struggle with hardcore, as I recall. I'm not very good at hardcore or Contra 3 yet, but I'd like to be.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
Yeah, Alien Wars is rough. I would believe that I struggled with that one too.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
I still haven't seen Alien Wars. I still haven't completed that one on hard mode. Oh, there is always though. So I said something about having a challenge to work on is a good thing. Like if I'm worried that I don't have enough, if I'm worried that one game on the schedule every night is not enough, having a challenge is good to fill the gaps. You know, and I could just I could really solve that situation by just committing to a challenge I'll never be able to complete. Like if the challenge I started working on was Deathless Battletoads, then I would always have something to do
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't
for the rest of my life.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't
Not that good at any of the Contra games. Used to be good at the original NES game, but that was in the 1980s. Hey, we have a raid coming in. Very nice. I should pause so I don't eat away the time while we chat here for a moment. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Welcome to Bubsy. I'm attempting to beat this game for the first time. We played it last night, and I made 2 attempts, and we are tied with my PB. This stage is the furthest I've ever made it to, and things are going poorly now. Things are falling apart on me. There you are. Welcome in, Midnight Monopoly. Thank you very much for the raid. Tell us, what were you working on tonight? What were you streaming, and how did it treat you? We would love to hear. Welcome in. Is that Chris Street Luge? Thank you for joining us. The one Dan Bob, welcome in. I hear Bubsy's mean. Bubsy is rough. Bubsy is rough. It's kind of like a Sonic game with terrible physics. Is Bubsy. The physics of Bubsy are absolutely dreadful. And Bubsy is very similar in design and control scheme to Sonic. There's a lot of very deviously placed enemies and obstacles. There's one-hit death everywhere. It's quite disastrous. It started off, well, when I'm replaying levels I've already played, my opinion of it softens a lot. I slip into a, this isn't really that bad sort of mode. But whenever I'm on a new level like I am now, my hatred for it really flares.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
I don't know what killed me. We beat Lollipop Chainsaw. Now we're playing Monkey Island 2. GG on the victory. Excellently done. I know of both of those games, but I've never played either myself. I have no first-hand experience. Hopefully they have been and are being fun. Welcome in, Dollar Phil. Thank you for the raid. It's like a double raid. We just had Midnight Monopoly drop in, and now we've got Dollar Phil as well. I know what you were working on was Contra Hardcore. How did the hardcore turn out? We were just talking about Contra a moment ago. Have you achieved a new PB, or better yet, a victory, Dollar Phil? They are indeed, Midnight says. This is the first of many Bubsy games I've committed to playing. Also, this is the first one on the Super NES, and I'm going to play through Bubsy 2 on the Super NES and the Game Boy, and I'm going to play Bubsy 3D on the PlayStation 1. And apparently there's a Bubsy game on the Switch. I might also play that. I'm not committed to it yet, but I have promised to take a look at it and think about it. This level has a different structure from the rest of the stages, it appears. I don't know how to clear this stage. It's not every other stage has been go to the right, but well, that's not. Yeah, it is. That is entirely true. Every other stage has been go to the right. This one has some other mystery objective. I'll work it out. We got a new PB, making progress at last. Well done, well done. Where did you make it up to? Never tried Bubsy myself. It is very jank. It is very jank, Bubsy. So the thing is, Bubsy looks really good. They put a lot of effort into the animations, and there's a lot of, like, silly, cartoony things that can happen. Like, there's fall damage in the game, which, you know, is definitely wonderful. But, like, when you fall from the sky, like, when you hit the ground, it's like an accordion effect, like a cartoon. You sort of scrunch up and down. You can run into walls, and you'll get knocked out from the momentum. Like, they clearly put into a lot of care into some aspects of the game, but then it's just got these horrible physics that are very difficult to describe. Basically, your walking momentum, you've got mid-air jump control in this game. Unless you have walking momentum. Right? So if I jump from a standstill, or if I jump from moving very slowly, I have lots of mid-air control. I can go all the way to the left and almost, like, all the way back to the... I can go all the way to the left, all the way back to the right, where I jumped from. You can move around a whole lot. But if you got any momentum going, right, and I jump to the left, suddenly I can't go back to the right like I could before. There's an invisible wall behind you when you jump with walking momentum. That's not there from a standstill. And that inconsistency will drive you mad. That's at least been the case for me. Maybe, I did not know those were springy. I mean, it makes sense, but uh-oh. That enemy wasn't there before. I feel like this... Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like this is just repeating. Where are we going? Leap of faith? Awesome.
That's it. I'm
Surprise spider. Is that inconsistency the same throughout all the games on other platforms? I can't answer that question for you, sadly, because this is the only one I've played so far. I'll be very surprised if it's not the same in the Super Nintendo game, but in the second Super Nintendo game, but I don't know. I really couldn't say. Other than looking at what games exist on which platforms. Just basically looking up the titles. I haven't done any research, because I always want to take an extremely blind approach into every game I play. Which, in the case of Bubsy here, it means, well, as it usually means for me, it means that I've committed myself to a series of games now that are going to torment me. I've gotten myself into something quite dreadful. It's a miracle that that thing didn't hit me. Double check all the doors. This is the first stage that's been like this. Every other stage, the objective has just been go all the way to the right. Now I'm in a situation where I don't know what it wants from me. Because I went all the way to the right, and there was nothing there. Oh, that's actually where we are right now. Oh, wait. Wait. Am I a fool? Was there somewhere I could go up this whole time that I didn't? I am! I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I could have gone up. Oh, wow. Well, you know what? We had a lot of fun along the way. Oh.
What, and give up show business?
Alright, the objective remains just go to the right. There are no secret secondary objectives. This is now the furthest I've ever been, by the way. So everything here is now completely new to me. Welcome in, Jean-Claude. Hey, we have a new follower. Thank you for that, my new friend. I'll preserve your anonymity if you prefer, but I am grateful for you.
What, and give up show business?
The bogus. I know why that... I don't have enough lives to make mistakes like this. This is not good. So there is, like, because your only objective really is to get to the right in every stage, at least so far as I've discovered, you know, there is... You can just play where all you do is prioritize, 100% prioritize movement toward the right with very minimal or no exploration, and even though I'm very near to the grave, I am trying to avoid completely rushing to the end without at least exploring every stage a little bit and seeing, like, what there is. I'm trying to do a bit of exploration in each stage at least. I would like to not miss out on everything the game has to offer. But the temptation to play differently grows stronger as that life count goes down. I thought there were 2 of these over here. I didn't know it was moving in a figure 8 pattern. Do want to wipe out as many enemies as I can before this runs out. That was pretty good. Another invincibility? The game is now suddenly incredibly generous. Never mind.
What, and give up show business?
Reminds me of the NES Jungle Book. I haven't played that one. I watched a little bit of it on another stream quite a while back. So I have a vague idea of what at least the early part of the game looks like. But I don't have the hands-on experience yet. Really, the only thing I can think of while playing it is Sonic. It probably doesn't look like it nearly as much in these particular stages here. There were a lot more opportunities to run and gain speed in the earlier stages. Are you saying the game is beating the exploration out of you? It kind of is. I don't want it to, but between the time limit and the now almost being out of lives situation, I'm becoming very reluctant to take the risks that exploration entails. There's always the possibility, though, that exploration could lead to one-ups. So it's a slim possibility. So many just places where all I could think to do is just blind jump. Oh my goodness. No, I fell through the platform. Okay, where? Okay, please don't come up here, enemies. Oh my goodness. No, I wasn't trying to walk. Or, I didn't want to go that far. You can really get some altitude from your jumps. I don't think I appreciate that as much as I should. I'm really surprised that the Firefly doesn't kill you on contact when it's in electricity mode. Take that extra life, please, and thank you. Oh. Leap of faith. Come on, land on the end. We did! We just do a quick check. Make sure there are no extra lives, like, immediately near the exit. I see that enemy down there. And I'm really scared that something's gonna go wrong. Alright, that's enough. That's enough exploration. Let's get out of here. Oh.
Somebody dial 911.
Alright, so there should be a boss fight on this stage. At the very end. This spider placement there? Uh-oh. Oops. The spider placement up there is really nasty. Whoa! Where did that guy come down from? I think one of the spiders despawned. It's not even anything over there. The bottom of the map is completely open. I don't know if we've ever come across, like, a truly bottomless pit like that before in the game. Usually, I mean, I've definitely fallen to my death in spaces like that, but it's always been because I've landed on spikes at the bottom, I think. I don't think I've ever... Yeah, I don't think it's ever been a bottomless pit. Oh, where am I supposed to go? Oh, here we are. Okay. I didn't know if I could stand on that or not. Bonus room. The bonus rooms are kind of almost entirely pointless for me. I never seem to survive for a meaningful amount of time. I'm really glad none of those eggs hit me. I would have felt very robbed. Whoa. No! Ah, they were only throwing one egg at a time before. And now, and then they switched to 3. The enemies always throw 3 eggs, but for some reason it was only throwing 1. I thought it was a different enemy or something. It lulled me into a false sense of safety, and I fell for it. It did. It got me with the mix-up. I never stood a chance. That's telling me to go to the left. I don't know if I've ever seen the yarn balls arranged in an arrow like that. And I was saying I don't trust it. You can't do that in this game because they didn't line them up in an arrow before, but I have had the balls of yarn lined up in a way to lead me down into a pit of spikes. Like, it looks like there's some going off a cliff, and it looks like it would be safe to follow it to, like, a secret or a platform. And if you follow it, it's just, there's nothing down there but death. So can I walk on this? I just realized I'm on my final life. No! No! Everything's very slippery. I feel like I should be able to make that jump. But I guess I can't. Oh my goodness. There's so much danger. This level sure feels like it's been going on for a long time. I really just want to run and jump to the right. That's not the kind of thing I should do on my last life, but my timer is running down. I took a risk and I survived. Whoa. Amazing. Want that. So, wait, this actually could be the last checkpoint. This could be the boss platform right here. It sure looks like it could be. It is. Oh, no! Good thing we got a life, so I get one more try. Oh, this is bad. This boss is gonna be a problem. I have no idea what to do. No.
Somebody dial 911.
Oh, we get to continue at the level we were on. I didn't realize that. I thought we would go back to the beginning of the world. Well, rip the one credit clear, but our we do have a further opportunity that I will undoubtedly thoroughly waste. I feel like this boss could. I feel like this boss that I'm about to fight, well, maybe. This boss that I may make it back to, but probably not the way I'm playing right now, is tough enough that it could be the final boss. I don't feel like I've played enough stages to be at the final boss, but this boss is gonna be really, really nightmarish. Wait, I need to go up. Because there was a leaf up here, yeah. Ooh. Glad that counted in my favor. No. I don't know why that counted in my favor. Yeah. That I'm not surprised about.
Somebody dial 911.
He's all Bubsied out. I died. I game overed. I'd use a continue. I'm very sad. Ooh, I would like that. Except I don't know where to go with it. Whoa. I don't know where I went from this part. I remember those vines. I don't. Oh, great. Oh, great. Not great. Not great. I've been pushed unnecessarily way further back than I would like to be. No, I jumped over the one up. Come on. Well, this is horrible. I'm way back at the start now. Well, at least that puts me back to my checkpoint.
Somebody dial 911.
The thing was, if I just grabbed that life in the bonus room, then I could have very contentedly just, uh-oh. I could have very contentedly just thrown that life away and gone immediately back to the checkpoint, because that's what ended up happening anyway. No! Land on something, please! Oh. This game might leave you catatonic. This checkpoint. Ah! I missed. Oh, yuck.
Somebody dial 911.
The yarn balls are just for score. I think score is related to... Well, I don't know, actually. Other than score, I haven't figured out a purpose for the yarn balls. And I'm not really sure about the benefits of score. I was thinking that score may be connected to continues, but I have a lot more score tonight than I did last night, and my continues are the same, so... It could still be that they are connected, but that there's an upward limit. I think this is where I took the big leap of faith last time that barely paid off. Ooh, I didn't get the speed this time that I got last time, though. Alright, that is pretty much exactly what we did, I think. And then there's a... Yeah, there's a guy in a plane. I got lucky with this guy last time. I didn't see the one up there, and I was about to be very indignant about. Ooh, good thing I went back and hit that checkpoint. See, that's why you have to explore. Don't just rush immediately to the end. Because if I did that, I would get to the boss and I would die, and I would miss my checkpoint. The ball of yarn is deadly. Yeah, no, I don't, yeah, thank you, Chozo. I appreciate you holding off, but yes, sorry, I don't actually want any explanations. And I know you know that, but for the benefit of anyone reading the chat, I I never want to know what I'm doing. Alright, that was horrific. That should have been the last boss. I shudder to think what the next one is going to be like after that. Oh my.
Are you still playing this thing?
Oh no, I didn't get a checkpoint. Alright, so this is probably the last world. There's nowhere you can go after you go to space, right? So this'll surely be the final world. Whoa! Please stop firing at me through the wall. That's so rude. Hey, Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the GG Chozo. I hope Silent Hill 3 was treating you well tonight, Angelus. Thank you for the resub. Very much appreciate that. 12 months. That's almost a year. Thank you very much, Angelus. I really appreciate all the support. Joining us so frequently, and thank you very much for the 12 months of subs. Very kind of you, my friend. Good to hear that your stream went well. Good to hear the game is treating you all right. I'm gonna take a moment here and actually cut my recording while I've got the game paused. So, one moment.